Just didn't make it back in time. What's up, y'all? Motherfucker. Forgot this. This is McWaw. I guess that's how we're pronouncing it. With Hearts Towards None. I wear that shirt all the time, and I have some of their music, and I no solace. Keep forgetting to play it. It's just lyrics. There we go. Look at that. Yeah. What's up, cat? Oh, it's gotta be louder, cat. It's gotta be louder. Gum, we had that sound checked and it sounded great. And it account for me feeling good and wanting to play it louder. And conversely, speak louder. Get back over here. Good kitty. How's everybody doing? McWaw out of Poland. Cheers, Poland. You knocked it out of the fucking park with this band. Yeah. What are we doing today, chat? Bro, you had props. Oh yeah, I had props. Yeah, just one. I found this. I was messing around. I showed this off a long time ago in one of the early vids. It may not be around anymore. I may have taken it down, but this is a 12 gauge round, right? Most of y'all understand, know what that is. It's been expended. I sat this up on something and tried to shoot it with my rifle. And as you can see, I shot it twice. How far away, you ask? Well, let's put it this way. When I set this up and walked back to where I was going to shoot from, I actually couldn't see this. So I had to grab like some metal or some cardboard or something, and I spray painted it a bright color, like white or something, just so it could silhouette, so I could see it. Because I looked down the sight, and I was like, fuck, where is it? So I had to put like what we call backlighting. I had to kind of backlight it so it cast the shadows, so I could be like, oh, it's right there. I hit it once and I thought, damn, that was good. Let's see if we can hit it a second time. We did. Second time wasn't as easy as the first time. I think first time was beginner's luck. My second shot, I don't think I hit it. I think I got on the third shot. I don't know. But anyways, let's put it this way. 2 hits, 5 rounds were expended. Hey man, like I said, I could barely see this. So it was just kind of like remembering where it was. It's like, I think it's right there. Bang. Oh, I got it. Let's see if I can do it again. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, I got it again. And then bang, I'm done. That's what cattle prod does. I mean, what the fuck? I got a lot of land where there's nobody around. Half of it's a fucking holler. Nobody down there. They're trespassing. Trespassing, and well, you know, they're now the target. Pow pow, that's fun. Hey, look at you. Let's get you. Run through the woods. That's why it's always good to practice running through the woods and running through difficult terrain. I know a lot of people like to jog and stay fit and run. Yeah, you gotta run through like woods and shit like that, and trails and elevation. Man, you're like, oh, I can run the laps 2, 3, 4, 5 times, whatever. Let me take you out of the woods and run you up and down these mountains a little bit. Woo! Higher elevation too, you may not be able to breathe as well as you're used to. I work out in that shit. That's just what I do. It's fucking awesome. Mountain life's fucking cool. Takes it out of you, though. It's a lot of hard work. Man, I swear I just spent 2 hours this morning working. Fucking felt like 5 hours of non-stop work. You know? Just being able to breathe more air. I do more before 9 a.m. than most people do before 9 a.m. Anybody remember that? They used to be, the U.S. Army had like we do more before 6 a.m. than most people do all day. It used to be one of their things, instead of like Army of One now, or whatever the fuck it's called. I love when they changed that. But I did enjoy we do more before whatever. So, I do more before noon than most people do at all. It's always a fun joke to tell around your friends. What else we got, Kat?
Well, there's always a comment, and then you wrote something, and you wanted to read that too.
Yes. I got comments from y'all, and I got an original comment. Fuck, let's do the original comment. I mentioned this once before, a few videos back. Some of y'all may not have been around for that one. But if you're in the US of A, you might have found out about a year ago, maybe less than a year ago, that there was fraud in Social Security. For you, those of you who are not in the U.S., Social Security is like a retirement fund that the government gives you. I think y'all call that pensions in some of your countries. One is we have Social Security, and it doesn't do as well as y'all's pensions do. It's actually very shitty. So for like every $1,000 you put in, you get like $5 back, and it doesn't grow. The money doesn't grow. In fact, it shrinks. We get inflation. I love it when fucking people are like, young people don't want to work hard anymore. Where's their fucking motivation? Where's your motivation to work hard? I'll tell you, man, I used to make double time. You know what it is? That's their hourly wage. Then you get overtime. Then you get double time. Do you realize your double time pay is actually less than your hourly pay? When you count those hours, and you always have like 6, 7, 8, 9 of those hours, that's amazing because you're doubling your wage. But when you actually figure out how much the taxes were, you realize you made less than your hourly wage. It's like if you're getting 10 an hour, that was 20. And then double time, you were actually receiving 9 of those dollars. Of course, your $10 an hour was actually like $7 an hour. So that $9 an hour is actually a raise from your normal 7, from 10, fucking taxation. Anyways, Social Security had massive fraud in it. I got the fucking segue there.
God damn it, he's high. He had to smoke before he did this.
Shut up, Kat. The edibles weren't kicking in. I had to kick them along. $41 billion a month in Social Security fraud. $41 billion a month going to dead people. And sometimes people that didn't even exist. They had all the paperwork, but they didn't even exist. How does that happen? Well, it's not only just fraud. It is intentional. Did you know that the FBI can create a person out of nothing? They can create all the paperwork they want on a person, even give them a fucking diploma. A high school diploma, his birth certificate, the shots that you got to get and shit, measles, mumps, rubella, tetanus. They can put anything they want on there. Create a person out of thin air. And what they'll do is they'll create this person out of thin air and send them undercover into a gang, a motorcycle club, or some kind of other organized crime like the mafia or something. And yeah, they do it all the time. So the FBI was given this ability by a presidential act, and fuck hell, I don't remember the name of it. But I do know that they can do it. They've been doing this like since they were the FBI with Hoover, because they wanted to send people undercover into the mafia, La Cosa Nostra, and all that shit. And they did. They successfully got people in, were able to videotape a ceremony of a dude getting made, which meant like he became a boss. So they created these people out of thin air. In fact, they gave them a Social Security account and fake W-2s and shit, and made that person create money for them. And all they did was fill out paperwork. And all of a sudden, they had a bunch of dead people giving them money. That's the FBI. That's the U.S. Government right there. That's law of the law enforcement. That's what they do. They rob you blind. And then they make you pay more taxes and tell you it's for the roads, or sorry, there's inflation now, which inflation just steals wealth. Like I said, man, I got paid like $9 an hour one time for a job. And you gotta believe, when I was getting paid that $9 an hour, that was good money. Like, I could do a lot of shit with that money. You pay me $9 an hour today, I'm fucked. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? I better go get another job. Yeah, and then some people work 2 or 3 jobs. I at one time did have 3 jobs. One of them I did for the nookie. I was literally helping a woman with her housekeeping job. She did housekeeping. Now, I couldn't go into people's houses, but she did housekeeping for model apartments and model houses. So when they're selling, renting, you see an apartment complex all the time, they'll walk you into a room, and it's just perfect. Yeah, she kept up one of those. Actually, a string of them. And then did for houses as well. The realtors would do that with their houses. Build a house and then put an office in it, and that's how they sold those houses in that neighborhood. That's a whole nother fucking story about real estate, how fucked up that is. So anyways, FBI created a person out of thin air, $41 billion a month in Social Security fraud. Doesn't take a genius to just start doing the math after a while and realize who's actually fucking you. And some of you guys in other countries, your governments are just more open with how bad they're screwing you. Here, we pretend that the government cares about us. The government does not care about you at all. None of your governments do. You're a means to an end. You're cattle. You're human cattle. And you always will be. You're always cattle to somebody else. And that's the pitfalls of having too many motherfuckers on this planet. That's the pitfalls of having a thing called money. That's a pitfall of fucking not having enough war. No, we have too much war. We need more revolution. War is when you're told the enemy. Revolution is when you figure it out for yourself. Let's go over to my man, Christoph Morozia. What's up, Christoph motherfucking Morozia? You're a cool motherfucker, I can tell. So, Brother C. Pride, you hit on something important here. One man's tyranny is another man's paradise. That's it. Some people desire a high level of order and some a low. These desires do not make a man good or evil, for a man has been endowed to make that choice on his own, freely, without threat or intimidation. Christoph Morozia, I love you. Seriously, love to give you a hug, bro. We're so right there. And we're the bad guys. You gotta realize we're outcasts, we're ridiculed, we're hated, we're investigated. Cops have always been keeping tabs on me. The first moment you're like, anarchy, and you make it past 18 and you're no longer going to punk rock shows and metal shows, but you're out in the street saying fucking anarchy. Oh yeah, please welcome the police scrutiny. And yes, I've had police scrutiny since probably I time I hit 18 years old, when they could legally watch me. If you gotta believe under 18, they definitely knew who I was and were waiting for me to cross that threshold. Somebody asked me if I grew weed on my property. I was like, state police and federal investigators would love for me to make that mistake. I keep an arm's length from drugs and really only fuck around with the legal THC. Just because I don't like dealing with the illegal shit, because that's everything that goes with it. Christoph Morozia wraps up. For one man to obstruct another from such a choice is a man who feeds on the garden of rot. Obstructing somebody's ability to choose freely feeds from the garden of rot. Holy fucking shit. Christoph Morozia. Just by your name, you don't sound like English is a first language. But my brother, you fucking nailed that. I speak English and write English. I don't think I could have been that damn concise. Oh, is that what the French do that? Or is that the Italian? I don't remember. But that, my friend, that comment right there. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm still referencing it. Thanks, Christoph. We appreciate it. Yeah, that's right. We do. Chat being helpful. Shit, let's do another one of these things I wrote down here. Oh yeah, on top of your $41 billion a month, electric vehicles, that's your Teslas, right? They're supposed to build charging stations for them in like major metropolis areas so that they could park those cars and charge them up in case they come long distances. I think a lot of people said there's no problem with that if the market wants that. If that many people buy that and want that, well then yeah, they're going to do it. Somebody's going to do it. Well, the government decided to, the U.S. government, I know the rest of your governments probably did this too. They're like, oh, we're going to spend taxpayer money to build a bunch of charging ports. Well, at the end of like so many years, I forget how many years this was, but it was plural. Probably since that initiative began, which was probably under Barack Hussein Obama, the former president of the United States of America. I'm pretty sure that was under his administration, because I don't think it was Bush. Now, Bush, it wasn't even an issue. I don't think it was an issue with Obama's office. So anyways, 41 billion... No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong note, dumbass. The EV charging stations, less than 400 were built. Less than 400 were built at the tune of $7.5 billion. 7.5 billion. That's a million millions times 7.5 and change for less than 400 of those ports. I know some electricians that could have probably done a better job than that. Yeah. I'm sure any lame ass fucking off the union line plumber could start quoting you a better price than that. That $7.5 billion for less than 400 charging stations. I mean, it's just fucking robbery, dude. And it's every day. It is never ends. I think that why the U.S. is so fortunate is we're able to look at the government and just go, fuck you, asshole. Why are you doing this? This thing right here that we know you're doing. And here's the bitch part of being in America. They just look at you and go, whatever. It's like, do something. They dare you to do something. Now, not these days. They're fucking terrified because daring us tended to rile up way too many people lately. So this is the good thing about being in America is we can intimidate the shit out of them. The bad news, we have a police state. The good news is they're terrified too. The bad news, the military comes in at some point. The military, every time we do this, the military shows up and chooses a side. Holy fucking shit! That's serious. Yeah, it's about to get serious over here, y'all. It's about to get real fucking serious. Everybody's waiting for blood to spill on this ICE bullshit. Everybody waiting for blood to hit the streets, and then somebody's gonna go, else is gonna take it too far. Escalating, military's gonna roll in and choose a side. And if you ain't on that side, historically speaking, this does not end well for you. But I'm not down with being robbed. So if the military's on my side, because they don't like being robbed, I'm gonna do alright in this. How are you guys doing? Of course, I'm a known pain in the ass, so I think they might want to get rid of me just to quiet down that voice over there. But how many times can you scream Appalachian Warlord before somebody gets really pissed at you? Let's find out. Tony! Tony says, I am asymmetrical, and I'm guessing you consider that not honorable. Asymmetrical? What the fuck is asymmetrical? Are you, like, literally just like, if I looked at you, you'd be in different geometric shapes? I don't know if that has anything to do with honor, but no, I don't know what you mean by asymmetrical, and I don't know what you mean by honorable. He says, war is all out, and I believe in the sword and the shield. And down and dirty, dude in a very furious manner. So far, we're good. I've been at war for a hot minute, my man. Are you actually in a combat zone? I'm sorry, bro. Be safe out there, my friend. I'm sorry you don't respect me. I don't know why you got that. But I'll continue fighting to win against my enemies to defeat them any way I can defeat them. Bro, what side are you actually on? Soldiers live in honor among the soldiers they fight alongside and without any need for respect. I get what you're saying about the soldier's code. Not a warrior's code, a soldier's type code. Yes, you're saying soldiers. We honor ourselves, us us soldiers are in a fight to the death. Yep, yeah, when you guys go to play, you go all out. Yeah. That's you're for that last line. It's like, well, we have to call out these dudes. If they fail, well, we're gone. So yeah, fight hard, my friend. He says, I've had numerous attempts made upon my life, and nobody brought a sword or a shield. So yeah, they're probably coming at you with rifles. That's that is a sword. A sword is a pointy stick. A rifle just shoots pointy sticks. And shield is armor. Anyways, he continues, oftentimes out of nowhere, and the fight was on, and I didn't take flight. Well, you stood your ground in a firefight, my friend? That's the level of balls it takes to do that. I have been shot at. And I'm gonna tell you, the first few rounds, you don't even register. You're like, bang, bang, bang. Well, what the fuck is that? Oh my god, I'm being shot at. Yeah, my interactions, I never actually got to return fire because the person either fled or it was just over with some other way, and I didn't. That's just luck for me, dude. I mean, but yeah, if you've been in a combat zone and stood your ground under fire and lived to tell about it, Tony, you're a bad motherfucker. I don't care which side you're on. In the halls of Valhalla, Tony, me and you, I hope to be as tough as you. I'm a dare say it. You've returned fire. I never got to return fire. And you're in it for a daily thing. Brother, you're strong. He says, sorry to disappoint. I don't know why would I be disappointed in you? I don't follow why I'd be disappointed in you. Anyway, still, he says, keep metal and be honorable and truthful in your right, Appalachian. Thank you. Yeah, honorable and truthful. 100%. And metal. We got the metal thing covered. Honor is a tough balance. Honor is one of the toughest balances you'll ever do. Deciding how you're going to proceed and holding to it despite what they throw at you, bribe you, torment you, tease you, and then, in Tony's case, actually tried to kill him. Honorable's a tough one, man. Truthful, they're truth. It's hard to stay truthful sometimes, but sometimes it's hard to accept truth. Sometimes it's hard to accept truth. Guess that's what I want to leave y'all with. Walking that honorable line and being truthful. It's an everyday battle. That is an everyday battle. And you don't win it. You only win when you die. And you hope that the whole time you're hoping this worked out. You're hoping the whole time this is going to work out. That like, okay, I may die, but the world keeps going, and I hope I made it worth it. Yeah, that's why some people like to help other people, because that's their way of doing it. But accepting truth, that's a tough one. Tony, you're all right, man. Tony, you're all right. Even if you are on the other side. I want this war, all these wars fucking end. All these wars. I don't want to fight any of y'all anymore. I'm fucking sick of it. I'm fucking sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of paying for it. Who really wants to fight me? Really? Who really wants to fight me? Just let me know. And the only reason it involves soldiers is two people got a problem. Just 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Damn weed kicking in. I'm Cattle Pride, your Appalachian Warlord. See you next time, guys. Thanks.